Hello everyone, Dennis here. In this video, I'm going to discuss about GCE O Level Mathematics October-November 2021 paper. Subject code is 4048, paper 1. This video is brought to you by Ace with Dennis. Now, learning can be smart, not hard. Don't forget to subscribe and press the bell notification button to stop missing out free lessons from me. Now, let's start discussing the paper. Question 1. Seema invests $2,500 at a simple interest rate of 1.6% per year for 3 years. Calculate the total value of her investment at the end of 3 years. 2 marks. Alright, so this question is simple interest question. So the formula for simple interest is I equals PRT. So for this case, the P is the principal, which is $2,500. The R is the interest rate, which is 1.6 over 100, and the time is 3 years. So the interest is $120. So I want to find the total value after 3 years. Hence, is the sum, which is the principal plus with the interest. And for this case, the principal is $2,500, interest is $120, and when we sum it up together, we get $2,620. Or another way we can do is, we use this formula, S equals P bracket 1 plus RT, where the P is a principal, which is $2,500, the R is the interest rate, 1.6 over 100, and the T is the time, which is 3 years. So we calculate the value, we'll get $2,620. Hence, $2,620 is the answer. Question 2. Given this diagram, in the triangle AC equals 20.5 cm, BC equals 13.3 cm, and angle ABC equals 90 degrees. Calculate AB. 2 marks. So as given in the question, angle ABC is 90 degrees, which means that this is a rectangle triangle. So this is the length BC, which is 13.3 cm, and the length AC is 20.5 cm. So AC is the hypotenuse. We need to calculate the length AB. So we can apply Pythagoras theorem. For this case, it is AC squared equals AB squared plus BC squared. Since you want to find AB, so we can rearrange this equation, becomes AB squared equals AC squared minus BC squared. Then we substitute the value, AC is 20.5 and BC is 13.3. So AB equals square root of 243.36, and the value is 15.6 cm. Hence, 15.6 cm is the answer. Question 3. A car travels at an average speed of 82.5 km per hour for 3.35 hours. A. By rounding these numbers correct to one significant figure, find an estimate of the distance traveled by the car. Show the numbers you use. 1 mark. So we need to round the number correct to one significant figure. So 82.5 km per hour is to 80 km per hour, rounding up to one significant figure. Similarly, 3.35 hours is 3 hours, rounding up to one significant figure. Hence, the speed equals distance over time, where the distance equals speed times time. So substitute the value, the speed is 80 and the time is 3, which is 240 kilometers. Hence, 240 meters is the answer. B. Without doing any further calculation, explain why the actual distance traveled by the car is greater than the answer to part A. 1 mark. So as we can see, both the values of the speed and time have been rounded off lower than the actual values. That's why the actual distance traveled by the car is greater than the answer in part A. Question 4. A bag contains some red marbles, some white marbles, and some yellow marbles. The probability of picking a red marble at random is 0.44. The probability of picking a white marble at random is 0.24. A. Find the probability of picking a yellow marble at random. 1 mark. So there are 3 types of marbles in the bag, which is the red marbles, the white marbles, and the yellow marbles. So to find the probability of picking a yellow marble, we'll take 1 minus the probability of getting a red marble and minus the probability of getting a white marble. And just substitute the value, 1 minus 0.44 minus 0.24, we get the probability of getting a yellow marble is 0.32. Hence, 0.32 is the answer. B. There are 175 marbles in the bag. Find the number of white marbles in the bag. 1 mark. So, to get the number of white marbles, we just take the total marbles multiplied with the probability of getting a white marble, which is 0.24. Hence, the value is 42. So, answer 42. 5. Write as a single fraction in its simplest form, 3x over 4 minus 2 bracket x minus 4 over 3. 2 marks. So given this expression, 3x over 4 minus 2 bracket x minus 4 over 3, the very first thing we need to do is we make them to have the common denominator, which is the LCM of 4 and 3, and we can just multiply these two numbers 4 times 3. So for the numerator, the first fraction, 3x, we multiply with 3, okay, because to get 4 times 3, both the numerator and the denominator must multiply with the same number. Hence, we get 3 times 3x. Then for the second fraction, the numerator here, we need to multiply with 4. So same concept. To make this denominator as 12, we have to multiply by 4. So the top also need to multiply by 4. And we get 4 times 2 bracket x minus 4. So next, we just expand and simplify. We get 9x minus 8 bracket x minus 4 over 12, or 9x minus 8x plus 32 over 12, which is x plus 32 over 12. Hence, x plus 32 over 12 is the answer. Question 6. 5 positive integers have a mean of 12, a median of 15, and a mode of 21. Find the 5 numbers. 2 marks. So given that the median is 15, hence the middle number is 15. Also the mode is 21, which means the last 2 integers are 21. Now we have to find the first integer and the second integer. So let's label the first integer as x and the second integer as y. So given that the mean is 12, hence x plus y plus 15 plus 21 plus 21 over 5 equals to 12. Then we simplify this equation. X plus y plus 57 equals to 60. X plus y equals to 3. So given that these numbers are positive integers, hence the only combination of x and y to make them to have the sum of 3, x will be 1 and y equals to 2. Hence, the first integer is 1 and the second integer is 2. Question 7. The volume of a cuboid is 1,200 centimeters cubed. The area of the largest face is 150 cm square. The dimension of the cuboid have integer values. Find the dimensions of the cuboid. 2 marks. Now let's sketch a cuboid and label information given. So the volume of this cuboid is 1,200 centimeters cubed. So the V equals 1,200 centimeters cubed. So let's say the base area is the largest face, and given it is 150 cm square. So since we want to find the dimension of the cuboid, So let's label the height of the cuboid as h. So the volume equals the base area times the height. So the height will be the volume over the area. So substitute the values: 1200 centimeters cubed divided by 150 centimeters square. And we get the height is 8 centimeters. So the height is 8 centimeters here. Next, we want to move on to finding the length of the cuboid. Let's label the length as x, and the breadth for the cuboid, let's label it as y. So x times y is 150, as it is the area of the base. So now let's find the product of prime factors of 150. First we divide it by 2, we get 75. Then we divide by the next prime number, we will get 25. Then the next prime number, which is 5, 25 divided by 5, we get 5. You can still divide it with 5, and the last one is 1. Hence, the product of prime factor is 2 times 3 times 5 times 5. Okay, so since 150 is the largest face, which means that the length x and the breadth y must be greater than the height, which is 8 centimeters. Alright, and we also know that the dimensions have integer values. So the x will be 2 times 5 and y will be 3 times 5. So which means x is 10 centimeters and the y is 15 centimeters. Hence, the length is 10 cm and the breadth is 15 cm. Question 8. In 2000, the number of international visitors arrived in Singapore was 7,690,000, correct to the nearest 10,000. By 2018, the number had increased by 140.6%. Calculate the number of international visitor arrivals in 2018. 2 marks. So, the number of international visitors arrivals in 2018 will be 7,690,000 plus 7,690,000 times the increased percentage, which is 140.6 over 100, or factorize 7,690,000, which is then bracket 1 plus 140.6 over 100. Then we press calculator, we get 18,500,000, which has been rounded off to 3 significant figures. Hence, the answer is 18,500,000. Question 9a. Solve 6x plus 7 equals negative 8. 1 mark. So given 6x plus 7 equals to negative 8, so we move the 7 to the right hand side, it becomes 6x equals negative 8 minus 7. So then we move the 6 from the left to the right, becomes division, and we get x equals negative 15 over 6, which also can be represented as negative 2.5. Hence, negative 2.5 is the answer. B. Simplify 8a minus 5b minus 3 bracket 2a plus 3b. 2 marks. Okay, so given the expression as 8a minus 5b minus 3 bracket 2a plus 3b, so we expand the bracket first when we get 8a minus 5b minus 6a minus 9b. Simplify further, we get 2a minus 14b. And we can factorize the 2, which becomes 2 bracket a minus 7b. Hence, 2 bracket a minus 7b is the answer. Question 10. The table shows how a group of students travel to school. So here's the table. A pie chart is to be drawn to show this information. Calculate the angle of each sector of the pie chart. Write your answers in the table. 3 marks. Right, so the very first thing we need to do is to find the total frequency, which is 24 plus 21 plus 9, and the value is 54. Now we can find each angle one by one. So the first one is angle sector of walk. So we have 24 students walking, and the total students is 54. So 24 over 54 times 360, we get 160 degrees as the angle sector of walk. So we fill up this column, 160 degrees. Next, angle sector of bus. So there are 21 students taking the bus. Total is 54 students. Then 21 over 54 times 360 degrees, we get 140 degrees. So this is 140 degrees. Right now, to find the angle of cycle, we can take 360 degrees minus 160 degrees minus 140 degrees, and the answer is 60 degrees. Okay, so this angle will be 60 degrees. Question 11. In a regular polygon, the ratio of interior angle to exterior angle is 7 to 1. Calculate the number of sides of the polygon. 3 marks. Alright, to find the exterior angle for this case, it is equals 1 by 8 times 180 degrees. So what's the reason? Because when we add the interior angle and the exterior angle, it will be equals to 180 degrees. Alright, because they can form a straight line. And why is it 1/8? So look at the ratio here. Interior angle takes 7 parts and the exterior angle takes 1 part. So total is 8 parts. So exterior angle will be 1 part over total parts 8 parts. Okay, so when we calculate the value, it will be 22.5 degrees. Now for a regular polygon, the exterior angle can be calculated as 360 degrees divided by n. Okay, because this is a regular polygon, all the sizes of exterior angles will be the same. So 360 divided by n equals to 22.5 degrees. And then we solve this equation. Okay, the n means the number of sides of the polygon. So n will be 360 degrees over 22.5 degrees, and the value is 16. So the answer is 16. Question 12. Universal set is integer x, where x is from 1 to 15 inclusive. Set A is 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 12. Set B is 1, 3, 5, and 15. This information is shown on the Venn diagram. So here is the Venn diagram. A. Describe the elements of set A. 1 mark. So let's take a look of set A. The elements are 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 12. So what are these elements? Yes, they are the factors of 12. So the answer, the elements of set A are the factors of 12. B. List the elements contained in set A complement intersect with B complement. 1 mark. So this region is A complement and this region is B complement. So when we intersect these two regions together, which means the overlap part of these two regions will be this one. Okay, so the elements are these elements. So the list will be 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13, and 14. Next, C. Find the number of elements in A intersect with B complement, union with A complement intersect with B. 1 mark. Alright, so this region will be A intersect with B complement, and this region will be A complement intersect with B. So we union together and we will count the number of elements in these two regions. So let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Hence, the answer will be 6. Question 13. The graph shows information about the ages of the resident population of Singapore in 2007 and 2017. So here is a graph. A. Estimate the number of people in 2017 that were aged 60 to 69. 1 mark. Alright, so this question is asking us to estimate the number of people in 2017. So look at the graph, right? The gray bar represents 2017 and the age group is 60 to 69. So we look at this category and look for the gray bar. So we want to estimate the number, which means we just have a rough figure. Now look at the end of this gray bar, just draw a dotted line down, and the value is about 4.7 in 10 thousands. So which means 4.7 times 10 to the power 5 or 470,000. Hence, the answer is 470,000. B. What feature of the graph supports the fact that the birth rate has fallen in Singapore between 2007 and 2017? 1 mark. So we want to know the birth rate. So we have to look at the age group of 0 to 9. And how to tell if the birth rate has fallen? We will look at the compare the gray bar and the white bar, and we can see that the gray bar is shorter than the white bar. So the number of population for age group 0 to 9 years in 2017 is less than in 2007. This shows the birth rate has fallen in Singapore between 2007 and 2017. C. Explain what the graph shows about the change in the mean age of the resident population of Singapore in 2007 and 2017. Justify your answer with references to the graph. 2 marks. So now let's compare. The first age groups they want to compare will be the senior age group, which is above 50 years old. So look at the graph. All the gray bars are longer than the white bar, which means the number of population for age groups 50 years and above in 2017 is more than in 2007. Now we compare the younger age groups, which is below 50 years old, and we can see that the number of population for age groups below 50 years in 2017 is less than in 2007, except age group 20 to 29, as the white bars are longer than the gray bars. This shows the mean age of the resident population of Singapore increases from 2007 to 2017. Okay, so which means actually the population of Singapore is aging. Question 14. Given this diagram. In the diagram, ABC and ADE are triangles such that angle ABC equals angle ADE. A. Show that the two triangles are similar. 2 marks. Alright, so given angle ABC equals angle ADE, so which means this angle equals to this angle. And from the diagram, we can see that angle DAE is common angle, so which means this angle. So by AA similarity test, triangle ABC is similar to triangle ADE. B. Given that AC equals 12 cm, AB equals 10 cm, and AE equals 9 cm, show that CD equals 4.5 cm. Show all your working. 2 marks. So now let's label all the information given. AC is 12 cm, so this length is 12 cm. AB is 10 cm, so this is 10 cm. And AE is 9 cm. So we need to show CD is 4.5 cm. From part A, since triangle ABC is similar to triangle ADE, then the ratio of the length AD to AB will be equals to the length of AE to AC. Then fill in the value. AB is 10, AE is 9, AC is 12. So AD will be equals 9 over 12 times 10, which is 7.5 cm. So here this length is 7.5 cm. So from the diagram, CD is AC minus AD, which is 12 minus 7.5. and the answer is 4.5 cm, hence shown. Question 15. A. Expand and simplify 2x plus 3p square. 2 marks. Okay, so given 2x plus 3p square, when expand, we get 2x square plus 2 times 2x times 3p plus 3p square, because we know the formula a plus b square is a square plus 2ab plus b square. Now we expand the brackets, we get 4x square plus 12px plus 9p square. So this is the answer, 4x square plus 12px plus 9p square. B. Given that 2x plus 3p square equals 4x square minus 36x plus 81. Find the value of p. 1 mark. Right, so this is the equation given, 2x plus 3p square equals 4x square minus 36x plus 81. And we have expanded 2x plus 3p square, which is 4x square plus 12px plus 9p square equals 4x square minus 36x plus 81. So we compare the coefficients of x, which is for the left hand side, it is 12p, the right hand side is negative 36. Hence, p will be negative 36 over 12, which is negative 3. So the answer is negative 3. 16. A. The formula s equals 3.5 times t minus 2 square can be used to calculate the distance s meters traveled by a cyclist in a time of t seconds, where t is greater than 2. Find t when s is equals to 14. 1 mark. So given this formula, s equals 3.5 times t minus 2 square, and s equals 14, we just substitute the value of s into the formula, which is 14 equals 3.5 t minus 2 square. Then we solve this equation. T minus 2 square equals 14 over 3.5. So t minus 2 will be plus minus square root of 14 over 3.5. So t will be equals to 2 plus 2, or t equals 2 minus 2. So t will be 4 or 0. But we reject t equal to 0 as t must be greater than 2. Hence, the answer is 4 seconds. B. The kinetic energy E joules of a moving object is directly proportional to the square of its speed v meters per second. The kinetic energy of a particular object is reduced by 75% of its original value. Calculate the percentage reduction in the speed of this object. 2 marks. Alright, so from the question, the kinetic energy E is directly proportional to the square of its speed v. So E is directly proportional to v square. So we can form the equation E equals to kv square. So k will be E over v square. Right, the next sentence, the kinetic energy is reduced by 75%. Hence, E will become 0.25 E. So substitute the value, becomes 0.25 E equals to k, and the speed now is v2 square. So this is a new speed, v2. So v2 square will be 0.25 E over k. So v2 is square root of 0.25 E over k, where k is E over v square. So we can cancel the E, only left with square root of 0.25 v square. So the v2 will be 0.5 v, which means the speed changed from v to 0.5 v. So the percentage reduction will be v minus 0.5 v over v times 100%, which is 0.5 v over v times 100%. Now we cancel the v, which and times the 100%, the answer is 50%. So 50%. Question 17. Simplify bracket 64x power 6 over y cubed, then to the power of 2/3. 2 marks. So given these expressions, bracket 64x power 6 over y cubed to the power of 2/3. We expand the bracket, so all the elements inside the bracket will have the power of 2/3. So it will be 64 to the power of 2/3 times x to the power of 6 times 2/3 over y to the power of 3 times 2/3, which means it is cube root of 64 square times x to the power of 4 over y square, and we'll get 16x to the power of 4 over y square. Hence, 16x to the power of 4 over y square is the answer. Question 18. A. A cruise ship has an average fuel consumption of 0.000925 kilometers per liter. Write this consumption in liters per kilometer. 1 mark. So this is a rate question. 0.000925 kilometers is to 1 liter. So I want to find 1 kilometers how much of liters of fuel is consumed. Okay, so the ratio is x over 1. X liters to 1 kilometers equals 1 liter over 0.000925 kilometers. So the x will be 1 over 0.000925, which is 1081 3 by 37 liters per kilometers. So 1081 and 3 over 37 liters per kilometer is the answer. B. Another cruise ship has a length of 330 meters. The capacity of the fuel tanks is 1.228 times 10 to the power of 6 liters. A model of the ship is made to a scale of 1 to 60. 1. Find the length of the model. 1 mark. Alright, given the scale is 1 to 60, which means 1 meter is to 60 meters. So the actual length is 330 meters. So what is the length of the model? We label it as x. So x over 1 equals to 330 over 60. So x will be 5.5 meters. Hence, answer is 5.5 meters. 2. Find the capacity of the fuel tanks of the model. 2 marks. So we know that the ratio of the volume V1 over V2 will be equals to the ratio of the length cube, which is L1 to L2 cube. Now we substitute the values. The volume of, or the capacity of the fuel tank is 1.228 times 10 to the power of 6. So the ratio of the length will be 1 by 60, then we cube it. So V1 will be 1 by 60 cube times 1.228 times 10 to the power of 6, which is 5.69 liters rounded up to 3 SF. Hence, answer is 5.69 liters. Question 19. Given this diagram, in the triangle AC equals 15.6 cm, angle CAB equals 82 degrees, and angle ABC equals 56 degrees. Calculate the area of the triangle. 4 marks. So the very first thing we have to do is we want to find angle ACB. So angle ACB equals 180 degrees minus 82 degrees minus 56 degrees, because angle sum of a triangle is 180 degrees. Hence, angle ACB equals 42 degrees. Now, we want to apply the sine rule. So the length AB to the ratio of the opposite angle sine 42 degrees. So AB over sine 42 degrees equals the length of AC to the sine of the opposite angle 56 degrees. Hence 15.6 over sine 56 degrees. So AB equals sine 42 degrees times 15.6 over sine 56 degrees, and the value is 12.59 cm. So the length of AB is 12.59 cm. Now we can find the area of triangle, which is half AB times sine C, the general formula, or for this case is half times AB times AC times sine angle BAC. Then we substitute all the values that we know. Half times 12.59 times 15.6 times sine 82 degrees. And the answer is 97.3 meters square rounded up to 3 SF. So 97.3 is the answer. Question 20a. Written as a product of its prime factors, 12 equals 2 square times 3. 1. Write 144 as a product of its prime factors. 1 mark. Okay, so we know that 144 means 12 times 12, which is 12 square. And given that 12 is 2 square times 3, hence it is 2 square times 3, then outside the bracket square, then we expand or remove the bracket, we get 2 to the power 4 times 3 square. Hence, the answer is 2 to the power 4 times 3 square. 2. The HCF or highest common factor of two numbers is 12. The LCM or the lowest common multiple of the two numbers is 144. Both numbers are greater than 20. Find the two numbers. 2 marks. Okay, so HCF for these two numbers is 2 square times 3, and LCM for these two numbers is 2 to the power 4 times 3 square. Right, so let's label A is the first number and B is the second number. So since the HCF is 2 square and have the factors of 2 square and LCM has the factor of 2 power 4, that means one of the numbers is 2 to the power 4 and one of the number is 2 square. Okay, and for the prime factor of 3, so 1 is 3 or 1 is 3 square. So let's label A is times 3 and the B is times 3 square. So we get 48 for A and 36 for B. Okay, so the answer will be 48 and 36. B. Written as a product of its prime factors, 784 equals 2 to the power 4 times 7 square. The number 784 divided by P over Q is a perfect cube where P and Q are prime numbers. Find the value of P and the value of Q. 2 marks. Right, so given 784 divided by P over Q equals 2 to the power 4 times 7 square divided by P over Q, or 2 to the power 4 times 7 square times Q over P. So P and Q are prime numbers, and when we multiply the Q here, which means that we can increase the power either the 2 or the 7. When we divide by Q by a P, which means we can reduce the power either for 2 power 4 or 7 the square here, right? So, and the next thing, we want to make sure that this whole thing is a perfect cube. So we have to make sure that the powers must be divisible by 3. Hence, let's see what happens if we let P equals to 2 and Q equals to 7. So 784 divided by P over Q is equals 2 power 4 times 7 square times 7 by 2. So we multiply 7. So the 7 square, the power is increased by 1. And divide by 2, then we reduce the power of 2 here, right, which is 4, becomes 3 here. Okay, so the whole thing becomes 2 cubed times 7 cubed. As you can see that the power of 2 and 7 are divisible by 3, hence it becomes a perfect cube. So the answer will be P equals to 2 and Q equals to 7. Question 21a. Factorize completely 2x squared minus y plus 3xy minus 2x. 2 marks. So this is the expression given, and we can rewrite it as 6x squared minus 2x plus 3xy minus y. So where we bring the minus 2x together with 6x squared and minus y together with this 3xy. So we will get it to be like this. Why is it so? Because now for the 6x squared minus 2x, the common factor is 2x. We can factorize it out. So 2x times 3x minus 1. For these two terms, the common factor is y. We can factorize cy, and times 3x minus 1. Alright, so from here, 3x minus 1 now will be the common factor, so let's factorize it out. We get 3x minus 1 times 2x plus 1 plus y. So the answer is 3x minus 1 times 2x plus y. B. Using factorization, solve 8x squared minus 6x minus 9 equal to 0. 3 marks. So given this equation, 8x squared minus 6x minus 9 equal to 0, so we have to factorize this quadratic equation. We can use this method. So 2x times 4x will give us 8x squared. Minus 3 times 3 will give us negative 9. Then we cross multiply. 4x times negative 3 will get negative 12x. 2x times 3 will get 6x. Then we add these two together, we get negative 6x, which is same as the middle term. Alright, so when we factorize, then we get this whole thing, 2x minus 3 times 4x plus 3 equals to 0. So 2x minus 3 will be equal to 0, or 4x plus 3 equal to 0. So x will be 3 over 2, or x is negative 3 over 4. Hence, these two are the answers. Question 22. In garden center A, a bag of soil costs $36, a throw costs $40, and a pot costs $68. The same items can be bought in garden center B. In garden center B, the soil costs X dollars, the throws $39, and the pot $65. This information can be represented by the matrix N, which is this one. Right? A. Tom buys 5 bags of soil, 4 throws, and 2 pots. Lim buys 6 bags of soil, 3 throws, and Y pots. Represent this information in a 2 times 3 matrix N. 1 mark. Okay, so the order is 2 times 3 means 2 rows and 3 columns. So we can write as 5, 4, 2, which is Tom buys 5 bags of soil, 4 throws, and 2 pots. And second row is 6, 3, and Y, as Lim buys 6 bags of soil and 3 throws and Y pots. B. Find in terms of x and y the matrix P equals Mn. 2 marks. Okay, so matrix P equals Mn. Now we substitute M with the corresponding matrix, and N is matrix as well. After that, now we can start to multiply. Okay, how to multiply? So 5, 4, 2, this row multiply with this column becomes 5 times 36, 4 times 40, 2 times 68. Then add all of them together. So repeat the same process. 5, 4, 2 multiply with the second column here. 5 times x plus 4 times 39 plus 2 times 65. Then we get this part. Then we repeat the same process for the second row here. 6, 3, y multiply with this column. So 6 times 36, 3 times 40, y times 68, and add everything together. We get this. So then 6, 3y times this second column. 6x plus 3 times 39 times y times 65. Then we get this one. Right, after that we simplify. We get 476, 5x plus 286, 336 plus 68y, and 6x plus 116 plus 65y. So this is the matrix P. C. State what the first element of matrix P represents. 2 marks. Okay, so this is the element of Mn, which is what Tom purchases. And this column, which is shown in the question, right, it is the cost of items in garden center A. So when they multiply together, it shows the first element of matrix P represents the total cost of Tom's purchase in garden center A. D. The total cost of Tom's purchases would be the same in both garden centers. Find the value of X. 1 mark. So the matrix P is this. So that means this will be equals to this. So 476 equals 5x plus 286. X will be 476 minus 286 over 5, and the value for X is 38. Hence 38 is the answer. E. Lim would save $3 by buying her purchases in Garden Center B. Find the value of Y. 1 mark. Okay, so now let's take a look again for matrix P. So this matrix P, where this is the total cost for Lim to buy from center A, and this will be the total cost for Lim to buy from center B. So she would save $3 if buy from center B. So that means 336 plus 68y minus 3 equals 6x plus 117 plus 65y. Then we solve this equation. 333 plus 68y equals 6 times 38 plus 117 plus 65y, as the x is 38 from the previous question. So simplify further, 68y minus 65y equals 228 plus 117 minus 333. So 3y equals 12, then y equals 4. So 4 is the answer. Question 23. The graph of y equals half times x cubed plus x squared minus 4x plus 3 is drawn on the grid. So here's the graph. A. By drawing a tangent, find the gradient of the curve at 2, 1. 2 marks. So let's go and find the point with the coordinate of 2, 1. So here's the point. And now we draw a tangent. After that, we choose any 2 points on the tangent where we can read their coordinates easily. So then we'll draw a right angle triangle from these 2 points. So this point, the coordinates is 2.5, 3.2, and this point will be 1.6, negative 0.8. Alright, so now we can find the gradient, which is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So for this case, it's 3.2 minus negative 0.8 over 2.5 minus 1.6. And the gradient is 4.44 rounded up to 3 SF. Okay, your value might be slightly different from mine, as it is heavily depending on how you draw the tangent, right, which is this line. Okay, and also how which 2 points you choose. Okay, so just choose 2 points that is easy to read the coordinates, and then we can calculate the gradient. P. The equation x cubed plus x squared minus 6x equals 0 can be solved by drawing a suitable straight line on the grid. Find the equation of the straight line. 2 marks. Alright, so given this equation, x cubed plus x squared minus 6x equals to 0, so what we have to do is we have to try to modify this equation so that one part of it, or the left hand side of this equation, will be same as half times x cubed plus x squared minus 4x plus 3, so that we can let the whole thing to be y. Alright, so now let's see, since in this equation from here, right, this is a minus 6x, so we only have minus 4x. So what we can do is move this 6x to the right side, so then becomes x cubed plus x squared equal to 6x. Right after that, divide by 2 for both sides. We get half times x cubed plus x squared equals to 3x. Okay, so after that, minus 4x, since we have minus 4x here, then for both sides, I will get half times x cubed plus x squared minus 4x equals to negative x. Then one more, plus 3 here, right? So plus 3 for the left side and also plus 3 for the right side. And now we can see that this whole thing will be equals to this. Then we can let it to be y, then equals to negative x plus 3. So this will be the equation of the straight line. 2. By drawing this straight line, solve the equation x cubed plus x squared minus 6x equal to 0. 2 marks. Okay, the equation of the straight line which we obtained in part 1 is y equals negative x plus 3. Then we can build this simple table before we want to plot the graph. Okay, so let's choose when x equal to 0, then the y will be 3. Okay, so what we do is just substitute x is 0 into this equation, then the y will be 0 plus 3, which is 3 here. Okay, now we choose y equal to 0. So when this is 0, what is the x value? So the x value will be 3. Okay, then we find one more point. Let's choose somewhere very far away, right? Let's choose negative 4 here. So when x is negative 4, substitute over here. So negative minus time bracket negative 4, we get positive 4 plus 3, and the value is 7. Okay, so now we can start to plot these 3 points. 0, 3, which is here. 3, 0, we should be here. Negative 4, 7, so negative 4, 7 somewhere here, so it will be here. Okay, then take a ruler, draw a straight line joining these 3 points. This is what we get. Alright, now to solve this equation, the intersect points of this straight line and the curve will be the answer. Alright, so now from the graph, so this is the point when the straight line intersect with the curve, right? So the value is negative 3. Another point is here, so the value is 0 for the x. And this is the third point, the value is x equals to 2. So the solution for x cubed plus x squared minus 6x equal to 0 is x equals to negative 3, or x equals to 0, or x equals to 2. Question 24. The diagram shows speed time graphs for 2 cyclists A and B traveling along the same road in the same direction. So here is the diagram. A accelerates for 20 seconds, then travels at a constant speed of 10 meters per second. Alright, so from the graph, you can see that for the first 20 seconds, A accelerates for 20 seconds, right? And then constant speed here at 10. And B travels at a constant speed of 8 meters per second. So it will be a horizontal line. So 8 meters per second. A. Calculate the acceleration of A for the first 20 seconds. 1 mark. So to calculate the acceleration from the speed time graph, it will be the gradient of the graph. Okay, so look for the cyclist A. The first 20 seconds, 0 to 20, the gradient is the rise over the run. So this is the rise and this is the run. Okay, so the rise will be 10 minus 5 and the run will be 20 minus 0. So we calculate the value is 0.25 meters per second square. Hence 0.25 meters per second square is the answer. B. The area beneath each speed time graph represents the distance traveled by each cyclist. 1. Find an expression in terms of t for the distance traveled by B in t seconds. 1 mark. Okay, so this is the graph for cyclist B, and we want to find the area under the graph, right? So it is a rectangle. So the height is 8 and the length is t. So it will be 80 meters. 2. When t equal to 0, A is 90 meters behind B. When t equals to capital T, A passes B. Find the value of t. 4 marks. So the very first thing we want to do is we want to find the area under the graph of A, which means the total distance traveled by cyclist A. So the area consists of this trapezium, which is half times 5 plus 10 times 20, and the area of this rectangle. So the height is 10 and the width here is t minus 20. So we plus with 10 times t minus 20. Then we expand and simplify. We will get 150 plus 10t minus 200, which is 10t minus 50. Okay, so when A passes B, then the distance traveled by A will be equals to distance traveled by B plus 90, since at beginning A is 90 meters behind B. Alright, so which means that 10t minus 50 equals to 8t plus 90. Then we solve this equation. 2t equals 140, t will be 70. Hence, the value of t is 70. Alright, that's the end of the paper, and that's all for this video. Thanks for watching. Do you have any question or doubts to ask? Feel free to write it down in the comment. I would love to hear from you. Do you like this video? Please don't forget to like it and share it with your friends. Until then, see you in the next video. Have a great day ahead and all the best.